What's the address of the emergency?
My husband's not breathing. He's cold.
Okay, what's the address?
282 Willow Court.
282 Willow Court?
Uh-huh.
A woman's voice burst through the speaker, gasping for air, crying, her words slurring together. It was Kouri Richins.
Okay, it's gonna be in Francis.
Uh-huh.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
I don't know. I just came in. I was sleeping with my kids.
Okay, I can't understand you. I need you to take a deep breath. What's going on?
I don't know. I was sleeping in with my kids. I just came in our bed, and I turned over, and he's just cold. He's just cold.
Who's cold?
My husband, can you please send somebody?
Okay, I have the ambulance that's on the way.
Minutes later, red and blue lights cut through the dark suburban neighborhood. Paramedics rushed into the house, and Kouri guided them up the stairs to the master bedroom. Lying on the floor was Eric Richins, a 39-year-old fit, athletic father of 3 young boys. One of the paramedics placed 2 fingers on Eric's neck. Nothing. No pulse. They immediately initiated CPR. One officer set up the defibrillator, while another began chest compressions. 1, 2, 3, clear! But Eric's eyes remained unmoving. After minutes of intense effort, the lead paramedic checked his watch and lowered his head. Time of death, 3:45 a.m. Kouri collapsed onto a chair near the bed, burying her face in her hands, sobbing uncontrollably. Lead Deputy Nguyen opened his notepad, sat beside her, and spoke softly.
He was just fine. We were fine.
When you say we were fine, what time did you see him when he was alert?
We had a drink together at 9 to celebrate something at work tomorrow.
Okay.
We went to bed. I went to bed with my kids. He went to bed in our bed.
What time did you guys go to bed?
9:30.
9:30? Okay.
9:45.
And then what alerted you to him today, right now?
You know, when I just woke up, when I sleep with my kids, I'll just wake up and I go back in my own bed.
Mm-hmm.
I just crawled over on his side.
And he was laying in bed? And then when did you discover him? What time?
I got my phone. Maybe 3.
About 3? Did you immediately call the 911?
Yeah, well, I got up and as soon as I turned over and he was cold.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like something was wrong. So, I just put the blanket on it because I just thought it was rehearsal. So and then I sat there for a minute and I just didn't feel like breathing or anything. And so I just like that.
Okay.
I'm wondering if he had an aneurysm or something with all the blood.
Okay.
There was a lot of blood for some unknown reason.
Were you first on scene?
We were second, but the fire guy was here before us.
And there was blood before you?
A little bit coming out as soon as we started doing compressions with the Lucas is when the blood came out. So.
Okay.
I don't know.
No pulse or anything?
No, he was cold. I think he'd been down a while. Not a long time, but he'd been down a minute. He was asexually the whole time, so.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, pretty young.
Lead Detective Jeff arrived on the scene and conducted his initial assessment. Every detail painted the picture of a sudden, heartbreaking medical emergency. Detective Jeff wrapped up his initial report, but standard procedure called for an autopsy. And that was where Kouri's story began to unravel. Weeks had passed since Eric's funeral. At home, Kouri played the part of a grieving widow left to raise 3 young boys alone. But across town at the Utah State Medical Examiner's office, the toxicology results came back. The toxicologist scanned the report, his eyes widening. He picked up the phone and dialed Detective Jeff immediately. "Jeff, you need to come down to my office right now. Eric Richins' toxicology report just came in, and it's not what you think. A short while later, Detective Jeff was standing over the toxicologist's desk. The doctor tapped his finger on a specific word on the page. Fentanyl. The doctor spoke plainly. Cause of death wasn't heart failure. Eric died from acute fentanyl toxicity. And it wasn't just a trace amount. The level of fentanyl in his blood was 30 nanograms per milliliter. Detective Jeff leaned in. How much is that? The doctor pulled his chair closer. That is roughly 5 times the lethal dose for an adult male. That amount would shut down a human being's respiratory system in minutes. And here's the kicker. The stomach contents show the fentanyl was ingested orally. It wasn't injected. It was swallowed, likely dissolved in a drink or food. Detective Jeff was stunned. Eric Richins was a health-conscious athlete who didn't even smoke. How could 5 times the lethal dose of a synthetic opioid end up in his stomach? Detective Jeff requested an interview with Eric's family. When Eric's sister, Kouri Richins, sat down in the interrogation room, her expression was cold and resolute. Detective Jeff asked, "Katie, did Eric ever have a history of drug use or taking unprescribed pain medication?" Katie let out a bitter laugh. "My brother? Eric barely took an aspirin when he had a headache. He was obsessed with fitness. Drugs? Absolutely not. Detective, Eric didn't overdose. He was murdered." Detective Jeff lowered his voice. "Why do you say that, Katie? Do you suspect someone?" Katie looked straight into his eyes. "My sister-in-law, Kouri. Before he died, Eric told me multiple times that he thought Kouri was trying to kill him. Did anyone tell you what happened on Valentine's Day?" Detective Jeff shook his head. Katie continued. Exactly 2 weeks before Eric died, on February 14th, 2022, Kouri bought Eric a sandwich for lunch and brought it home. Eric took just a few bites. Within 10 minutes, he went into severe anaphylactic shock. His throat swelled shut, hives broke out across his skin, and he couldn't breathe. Eric was lucky that my nephew had an EpiPen in the house. He jabbed it into his thigh and swallowed Benadryl just to stay alive. Katie paused, tears filling her eyes. That same night, Eric called his best friend Christopher. Do you know what Eric said to him on the phone? He literally said, "Christopher, I think my wife just tried to kill me." The pieces were coming together. The Moscow Mule on the night of his death, the Valentine's Day sandwich. This wasn't an accident. It was a calculated, multi-stage poisoning. But what was the motive? Police obtained a warrant to audit Kouri and Eric's financial records. What financial investigators uncovered was a mountain of secret debt and fraud. Kouri worked in real estate, but behind her outward success was extreme financial recklessness. Without telling Eric, she had purchased an unfinished $2 million luxury mansion in Midway, Utah, hoping to flip it for profit. But the project stalled, pushing her into financial ruin.
You can see it right behind me. This is the property that Kouri Richins purchased the day after, well, she closed on it the day after her husband, Eric Richins, died. She had been looking at it for some time, and based on text messages that we saw at the trial, Eric was not too keen on the idea. He said that we couldn't afford it. He didn't really want her to look at it. She worked her magic, I guess you could say, to come up with the funding and was able to close on the property. Let's zoom in here, Jordan. We can show people what it looks like. This is a 8.75 acre property.
Detective Jeff reviewed the bank statements with his partner. Look at this. Kouri was drowning in debt. Behind Eric's back, she, 1, stole over $100,000 from Eric's business accounts. 2, took out fraudulent loans against their home. 3, and look at this policy modification. Detective Jeff spread a set of insurance forms across the table. Kouri had secretly attempted to alter Eric's $2 million life insurance policy so that 100% of the payout would go directly to her upon his death. Then came a massive twist in the story. Eric had caught on to Kouri's financial moves weeks before he died. He noticed money missing from his business accounts and confronted her. Suspicious of her behavior, Eric secretly met with an estate attorney. He quietly removed Kouri from his will, eliminated her as the beneficiary of his life insurance, and assigned his sister Katie as the sole trustee of his estate to ensure his money went to his 3 sons. Kouri had planned Eric's murder to collect $2 million and erase her debts, completely unaware that Eric had already cut her out of the fortune. Investigators obtained a warrant to seize Kouri's iPhone. Digital forensics experts bypassed her security settings and recovered her deleted search history. Detective Jeff read the list of Kouri's Google searches from the weeks leading up to Eric's death. January 16th. Does life insurance pay out if a spouse dies unexpectedly? January 28th. How to permanently delete messages from an iPhone. February 4th. What is a lethal dose of fentanyl for a man? February 15th, the day after the sandwich incident. If a husband dies, can police force the wife to take a polygraph test? The evidence was complete. Kouri bought the fentanyl, dissolved it into Eric's drink, and killed him. To ensure an airtight prosecution, detectives quietly gathered remaining legal documentation over the following months. And during that window, Kouri pulled her most shocking stunt yet. In March 2023, 1 year after Eric's murder, Kouri Richins suddenly stepped into the spotlight. She published a children's book, Are You With Me?, about a boy whose deceased father returns as a loving angel. Kouri appeared on Utah television, presenting herself as a grieving mother. The host asked, "What inspired you to write this?" Kouri looked into the camera, fighting back tears. Eric's death was a complete shock. My boys kept asking, "Where is Daddy?" I wanted them and other children to know that when you lose someone you love, they're never truly gone. Their spirit stays with you. Viewers at home cried watching the interview, praising her strength as a mother. But detectives watching the broadcast behind the scenes were disgusted by her cold, calculated performance. That media persona did not last long. Just 2 months later, the police made their move. On May 8th, 2023, a heavy knock came at Kouri's door. When she opened it, Detective Jeff and armed officers were waiting. Detective Jeff read the warrant. Kouri Richins, you are under arrest for the aggravated murder of Eric Richins, distribution of a controlled substance, and multiple counts of financial fraud. You have the right to remain silent. Handcuffs closed around the wrists of the woman who, just weeks earlier, had spoken publicly about Eric's spirit. Yet even behind bars, Kouri kept plotting. Weeks into her detention, jail guards conducted a routine search of her cell. Hidden inside a notepad, they discovered a multi-page handwritten letter, a document now famous as the Walkman letter.
So, what is it that you are right there in your hand? It looks like you have an envelope.
Correct.
And is that an envelope that you had looked at the day prior?
I observed it, yes.
But you didn't look in it that day?
Not looking at it, nope.
Now, is this the envelope that on the front has Ms. Richins' prior attorney's name?
I believe that would be the one.
Okay. And it says attorney privileged or something to that
I don't recall
effect.
it saying that. I just recall it saying Sky Lazaro, who I knew was her attorney at the time.
All right. And if a report indicated it said attorney privileged, do you have any reason to disagree with that?
I didn't see that, so...
You don't recall?
I don't recall seeing that on there. But
Okay. So, on this search, you opened that envelope, correct?
yes.
And go ahead, Alex, you can just play it out well. And what was it you found in that envelope?
In inspecting that envelope, there was numerous paperwork. There was obvious court heading, court minutes. There was some, what appeared to be like some cards that were made from children. I didn't observe any obvious other contraband.
There were handwritten notes in that envelope,
Yes.
correct? Quite a few, isn't it?
Yeah.
Accurate, there were a lot of handwritten notes. And you looked through those notes that day?
Yes.
In the letter addressed to her mother, Kouri wrote, "Mom, do not show this letter to anyone. Burn it after reading. You need to tell my brother Sky to go to court and testify. Tell him to testify that Eric told him he was secretly buying fentanyl pills from Mexico to treat his back pain. We need to make it look like Eric accidentally overdosed himself. Sky needs to memorize this story." The seized letter completely demolished her defense claims. Prosecutors added charges of obstruction of justice and witness tampering to her indictment. During her high-profile trial, Kouri Richins sat at the defense table in an orange prison jumpsuit. Prosecutors presented the evidence. The toxicology report showing a lethal dose of fentanyl, testimony about Kouri's cash purchases, searches for fentanyl dosages and women's prisons, financial fraud, and the $2 million life insurance policy, and the intercepted Jailhouse letter. Eric's family wept as his sister addressed the court. "She didn't just murder my brother. She fed him poison, used his memory for a fake book, and tried to destroy his legacy." After deliberating, the jury returned its verdict: guilty on all counts. The judge then sentenced Kouri to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Kouri Richins believed that financial fraud, a children's book, could mask a calculated murder. Today, she is serving out her life sentence inside the very Utah prison system she once searched on Google. What do you think was the most shocking part of this case? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this breakdown, and subscribe for more deep dives into true crime history. Until next time, stay safe. Rest in peace, Eric.